We are going to react on this video. First of all, I think there is a solution on this video immediately, and I don't think we see it, and I don't think we want to accept it. I've got my issues on both sides, but for the fact that I think there is a solution already in this video, stay tuned because it's going to appear very soon. Stay tuned.
For making time for us this evening, why are you concerned about the participation of Chidimma as a contestant?
Thank you very much, Clement, for having us. Number one, we always said that we need to put South Africans first. Miss South Africa is clearly definitive of who must participate. It must be South Africans. And Miss South Africa is an ambassador of South Africa. Wherever she goes, even when she wins Miss South Africa, she then has to go and compete as Miss Universe or Miss World. So it's a pride, it's a patriotic ambassadorship that she holds. She's the face of South Africa. So how do you then have a Nigerian being the face of South Africa? So as the PA, our position has always been clear that South Africa must not lose its identity. South Africans must not lose their identity. And that which must be contested, or that which must be made up of the character of South Africans, must be for South Africans. This lady is not a South African.
Okay.
That's the first question. This lady, okay, not a first question, first statement. This lady is not a South African, right? Now I want you to listen very careful, guys.
How do we know that? How have you satisfied yourself with that?
Now, that's a big question.
Number one, her mother is not a South African. There is a contestation of whether her mother is a South African or not. She has not come out publicly to state a case. But there's a video that went out, Clement, where she was amongst Nigerians celebrating her as for participating in a Miss South Africa. So how do you have Nigerians celebrating a contestant in a Miss South Africa?
Yeah, you see, I think that's a problem, though. You see, that statement, it's a bit all over the place because you can't say that, okay? And I don't know, guys. You know, sometimes I think we're using certain things, you know, to make our points, which sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Guys, please remember, I'm not standing for anyone here, but I listen to what people say sometimes when they argue things, okay? You remember that Mackenzie spoke about this as a minister, and one of the things that he mentions, which actually, when I first listened to the story, that's what came into my mind first, right? But that was also based from my side. When I formulated that opinion, it was based on if the lady, it is found out that is not South African actually, by law, she was not supposed to participate. Then the opinion that I had in my mind of saying, then if she is not, it means that she's going to deny or deprive somebody who is a South African, maybe, who would have changed their lives, who would have made their families better, you know, with this opportunity. That's where I was coming from. But then, if the lady is actually South African according to the law, which I think there is actually, maybe if I may also put this point here, then if people don't understand according to the law, maybe the way the law is put, the way that the law is set up when it comes to these things of citizenship, father and mother being South African and the father being the Nigerian. If there is a loophole somewhere, and then they will have to deal with that. Because what I have noticed, guys, is this. I've noticed that a lot of our laws, okay, they've got, not a lot of them, but some of them, and the important ones, they have got these small things that people can use, you know, to get into it, to do things in the country. There is just that hole that they actually use to be able to actually access things here, or to be able to do things here. Okay, now that is just me and my opinion. That is why I say that we can look at this thing from one side, but we must also look at it from the law part of it. And if maybe the law part of it it's a bit shaky, or maybe we don't like it, then you know what to do, right? In Parliament they will have to talk about it, which I think is going to happen actually, you know, especially the Patriotic Alliance, they will raise it, and the EFF, of course, as you know, they will defend, and then we will see maybe if they change anything, which I don't think they will, you know, and all of that. But anyway.
So that video makes it clear where her allegiance lie. Her allegiance lie with Nigerians, not South Africans.
I'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get.
And one would say she's got a South African ID. There's many fraudulent South African IDs.
Yeah, but we still don't know that, though. I mean, unless you know for.
You see, Kenny, you can't say that. If she has in South African ID, guys, you see, this is the thing. This thing, it's like when a guy denies a child, right? The only solution there, it is to do a DNA test. That's it. It is very simple. This issue is very simple. Immediately when there was all these ballistic reactions, they should have immediately maybe tried, or maybe the lady, I don't know, but I think the lady maybe should have, you know, I don't know, but somehow they should have maybe addressed it, because I think it's simple. It's just like a DNA thing, you know. You can just go and check it out, and you do the checking, and then if it's okay, you come back. Especially as a minister, maybe he should have done that. You know, went to the Home Affairs, please check this thing, all of that, and then if it's okay, they come back and say, all right, he's a citizen. I just don't know, because you can't say no. There are many people who've got some fraudulent IDs. We know all of that. But for the fact that she entered Miss South Africa, don't you think that she is sure that the ID is actually legit? For the fact that, because she knows that she's going to be exposed. Don't you think that by her going there, it means she's 100% sure, and according to the law, she knows that I am okay? You see, guys, certain things is just common sense, man.
I'm not saying her ID is fraudulent, but I'm saying just because she has a South African ID, we can't now say she's a South African.
Yeah, but you can't say that, bro.
The problem, though, is
how she got that ID.
The challenge here, though, Kenny, is that you are saying it as fact that she is not, right? When you haven't gotten the evidence, at least from the Home Affairs Department, that she isn't. And I hear what your concerns you say. But have you heard from the Home Affairs Department, for instance, to tell you about her parents?
Her full names are Nigerian. 1, 2. She posted a video, or a video was posted of her being celebrated by Nigerians, not South Africans. So, which means, even when she has if that ID is legitimate, her allegiance is with Nigerians.
Well, you don't know if she also celebrated with other South Africans, and maybe that video is not there.
We still have to test the legitimacy and the validity of that ID.
So, Ms. SA says it's done all the necessary checks. In fact, they've come out to indicate that we due diligence to verify the status of all contestants as Miss SA. The applicant must be a South African citizen and in possession of a valid South African ID document or passport. If the applicant holds dual citizenship, they provide us with the details of both. All documentation that was provided by all the entrants, including this lady, has been screened and has been vetted. Are you suggesting?
That's the solution. Done. Okay? Done. The DNA is done. Okay? There is nothing that you can do now because they have validated this thing. Okay? They have proved it. They have went and checked. Okay? And that is why I said to you guys, immediately you think of a lady going to Miss South Africa who you might look and say, because of the name, because of celebrating with the Nigerians, because of maybe, my father being a Nigerian and saying that the lady is Nigerian. Chances are the father was responding in a way of saying maybe he didn't mention the fact that he is a citizen in South Africa, but is also a Nigerian, meaning he is born in South Africa, but because of I'm her father and I'm Nigerian, he's also Nigerian. Maybe the father didn't explain more. He didn't elaborate it. All right. But after what the guy says, actually, the host here, the solution is done. The DNA is done. All right. I don't know, guys, why do we keep on doing these things and all of it. And Kenny Kunene, they are going to be embarrassed. I made a video, she shared a video of Mackenzie, Gaten Mackenzie, and then I said, will he be eating the humble pie? Which I think actually here, with what the host is reading, that they have done their due diligence. They have checked the ID. They have checked according to the law if the person is participating legally, and then they are okay. That's why she was allowed to go there. That's why I also said a minute ago that there was no way, and I repeat, there was no way the lady was going to go to Miss South Africa in a big stage like that without being sure that is a South African citizen, without her having an ID that is legit. Nah, guys, come on. I think it's common sense. Maybe it's because sometimes when we see these things happening, other people, who've got the full names of from somewhere else, we get angry, because of, well, I do also understand on the other side. People are thinking of the opportunity. She will be, people will be missing an opportunity to win, somebody who's from rural areas. I do understand all of that, okay? But according to the law, that's why I said, then let's look at the law. Whether the law, the way it is okay, maybe just to protect ourselves or protect our citizens that are just like what Kenny said. They have their full names as South Africans. Yeah,
that Miss SA is not telling us the truth?
Who runs Miss SA?
There you go.
Who runs Miss SA? Do you know the vetting process that they're going through? Are they going through intelligence? Are they going through home affairs? We can't trust a private company that seeks to make profit, that they have vetted this.
I'm trying to ignore, but where is Kenny? Where is he? Look at that. Oh, I don't know what's going on. The background, anyway, it's fine.
We can't trust that. We want a very transparent vetting process, and that is why, as the PA, we are saying we are considering going to court. And if this woman is indeed a South African legitimately, then the court must pronounce on that. But again, here is a video, Clement, and you can't say a video is not legitimate. No.
But that video doesn't prove anything. I mean, she could have celebrated with other people as well. You just have seen a video where she celebrated with her family.
The video proves her allegiance.
How?
That's what it is.
If her father is Nigerian and some uncles were there to celebrate with her, how does that prove that she's not South African?
It's a problem. It's a problem because an ambassador of South Africa must be a South African.
Let's bring in now Bonisa, who is with the Economic Freedom Fighters. Bukisa Bonisa.
Let's hear the EFF.
Thank you so much for making time for us. You've heard what Kenny Kunene has had to say. Bukisa, why do you believe, as the Economic Freedom Fighters, that there are people who are being Afrophobic here with their attacks on this young lady?
Good evening to yourself and your viewers. I think, well, first, you can just tell with just generally how different people are treated by the Patriotic Alliance. So, for instance, a few days ago, you had a gold medalist in the Olympics, right? And the pre-assumption is that if you the Olympics, and the Patriotic Alliance, I don't even think it was in South as that particular lady has parents that are not from South Africa. So does that then mean that she's also not South African? So then it brings into the question of, is it really that they're really concerned about people that are not South Africans, or they're purely concerned about black people living in South Africa, people that they think are not South Africans? And then this then begs the question, is it then a genuine cause that they're fighting for, or is it possibly their own self-hatred because they can't stand to have other black people coexisting with them? And it's just an effect of they just want to be assimilated and in close proximity of whiteness. That's how I'm diagnosing this particular situation. Because if Kenny Kunene were really their cause, they would have investigated that even to find out, is this person competing in the Olympics actually South African? In fact, what they did is that they went out on Twitter, they celebrated her, she's called the Golden Girl. However, when you then have a black South African woman trying to compete for Miss South Africa, then she's put into question. I think that is very, first, racist, and it's very misogynistic, because you wouldn't then look at, for instance, in the rugby national team, previously, we had Beast, and Beast is of Zimbabwean ancestry. He has family that comes from Zimbabwe and all of that. However, he wasn't put into question. He wasn't questioned about his nationality. He wasn't questioned about his ability to perform. He wasn't questioned about his ability of if he is South African or not. But then you see a black woman and you then decide, well, let's scrutinize her. Let's question her. Is she South African? Is she eligible to contest? And I think that's deeply misogynistic. That's deeply racist. And I think Kenny Kunene and the minister should really confront the big question at hand, which is the question of self-hatred.
Kenny,
can I just say this, right? Now, the Patriotic Alliance stand when it comes to foreign nationals, they say every person who is a foreign national who is not documented, now listen to that, who is not correctly legally documented, they say Megenzeni Magahambe, right? Now, in this instant, they have got a problem because I think they spoke very soon. They should have waited until they find out whether the lady is documented. Okay? And especially for the fact that there is this South African citizen label that she has, right? They should have waited a bit. And if their stand is documented, if she is documented, I don't see their argument. I don't see why they are fighting it if it's based on documented. If she is legally correctly documented, the argument stops. And as I said, the host has read what the Miss South Africa said. They have checked everything, due diligence. They have done it. Now, that closes everything, to be honest with you guys. The solution is there. you know.
You respond to that there. Why are you not questioning other people whose parents were not born in South Africa? There are many people who are even in politics who are first generation South Africans. Helen Zille's parents are not from here. Natasha Mazzoni. There are many people you can mention in the arts, in soccer, in politics, people who have represented government. But they are South Africans. Have you provided a similar scrutiny on them as well?
Let's deal with this one first. Her father said that she is Nigerian. Her father. Her mother has not appeared. We have been told of her mother who has not appeared. Her father said he came to SA for the first time in 2010. So, let us talk facts. Your father is saying my daughter is Nigerian.
Wait a minute. Now I don't understand. Kenny Kunene says, the father says she is Nigerian. The father didn't say she is a citizen in Nigeria. She is a Nigerian citizen. Okay? He said he is Nigerian. Of course he is Nigerian because he has a father of a Nigerian. That is why I'm saying common sense, guys. Think about things. And then Kenny Kunene, I think you guys should have thought about this very deeply before you can come up and actually criticize the way you are doing. Okay? Now, if this lady, the father says is a South African, is a Nigerian, he didn't say he's a Nigerian citizen. He said he's a Nigerian. By virtue of having a father of a Nigerian, that makes her to have that Nigerian thing. Okay? That means when she's at home in Nigeria, he's going to her father, who is Nigerian. And when he's here in South Africa, he comes to her mother, which in South Africa, she becomes the citizen of South Africa because she was born in South Africa. Yeah? She was born in South Africa. Unless Kenny Kunene says to us, if she came in 2010, it means that she was born where? In Nigeria. Because if Kenny Kunene doesn't say she was born in Nigeria, then the argument is just out. If the lady came in 2010, then it means she got the citizenship. Now, guys, unless Kenny Kunene, or the truth is, the lady was born in Nigeria, then that's something else. But even there, if she is documented, we don't have a choice according to the law. We just have to accept. You know, she came in 2010, the father says. Maybe during, unless, I repeat, unless Kenny Kunene, he means that if she came in 2010, that means she was born in Nigeria. But for the fact that Kenny Kunene says she came in 2010, as the father said, it doesn't mean she was born in Nigeria. Unless, I repeat again, unless Kenny Kunene means she was born in Nigeria, because he doesn't say that here. He doesn't say, we believe that actually she was born in Nigeria. Then I would understand if they say that. And then they will check where she was born. You know? Because sometimes it does happen that a person would be born in Nigeria and have the citizenship of South Africa. After they were born there, then they come here maybe earlier. And then they've got years staying here. And then they get the citizenship. And then I would understand that.
Saying no, she's South African. So you see the problem with especially the EFF, their politics are not based on principle. Their politics are based on who is the highest bidder and who pays more. Our politics are about principle. The name of our party explains what we stand for. We put this country and its citizens first. And we'll defend that at all times, at all costs.
I hear that, Kenny, but you also have a responsibility as a party to also base things on fact. I mean, I know the clip you're talking about of the father. Just 1 second, I'll give you a chance. I know the clip you're talking about of a father. You're saying the father says. There's a clip that's doing rounds on social media. How have you verified that that is in fact the father who is speaking there? Have you verified that?
She has not assisted us by coming out and saying that is not my father.
Oh, well, but that doesn't mean you can use that clip as
her silence. Her silence is giving weight to what is being said. But that is why, as the PA, we are saying we are considering approaching the courts so that we can be able to compel her and everybody else to give proper clarity and factual information about who she is, who her father is, who her mother is, and whether she's a South African.
But in the
That's
meantime,
why we want to approach the courts, because
in the meantime, you're using stuff that you are finding on social media as truth. You want to go to the court to get facts, but in the meantime,
so what must we use?
What must we use? Call the Minister of Home Affairs. The Minister of Home Affairs says you can write to me to request information if it's in the public interest. You can go to court. But what you have done as the Patriotic Alliance is you are taking stuff that is being posted on social media and treating it as fact instead of as a responsible party going to court or writing to the Home Affairs Department and then come back and say, now these are the facts, and based on these facts, this is a position that the party holds.
Clement, you did not read our statement.
I read it.
Our statement is giving background. We have noted with concern what is being said on social media. And based on that, the lady has not come out to respond to these. And now we are considering legal processes so that we can be able to be given factual information. We are even considering interdicting her from participating. We did not give a conclusive statement there. Our press, our media release is very clear.
Well, when we started this interview,
you can't ignore social media today, Clement. You can't ignore social media today.
No. You have a responsibility, Kenny. I will disagree with you there. I'm not saying you should ignore social media. I'm saying you can't just take anything else that's posted there and assume it as truth. For you to come on this platform and say this girl is Nigerian, when in fact, when you look at our constitution and the Department of Home Affairs has clarified this, they've said, yes, not everybody, hold on 1 second, and I want to bring in Bukis. I'll give you a chance, Kenny. Not everybody born in South Africa qualifies for citizenship. One of your parents, one has to be a South African or an SA permanent residency permit holder. He says, no one, this is what Njabulun Zinza, the Deputy Minister of Home Affairs, says, no one so far has written to Home Affairs to ask about the parents of this young lady. Bukisa, let me give you a chance to come in here. Does it help that government is also quiet here? I mean, I know some of them are saying, yeah, we're just watching the situation. But while this continues, this young lady is facing this vitriol and this attack when government could come out and say, this is what we've been able to determine.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with the government, guys. They are very slow, eh? And unfortunately, this thing is happening like on Sunday. They miss South Africa, so she's gonna be there and she's gonna be modeling there, doing the things and win, and then after it, what's going to happen? The government is quiet. I believe that immediately the story went out, they were supposed to go out there and talk about this and check things very quickly, go to Home Affairs, check everything and come back and make a statement. That's it, it closes it. But they are quiet. They allow people to say all these things on this lady, and if people are wrong about this, those who are saying she must not, be a Miss South Africa, whatever, to join and participate, what if they are wrong? Then it becomes a problem, because the government, I just wish the government can just take action quicker, especially on things like this, quick. It's very easy, this thing, to be honest with you. You just go and check And then you look at the law, you check, you look at the law, and then you come back and make a statement. Simple. Balula was talking about it. He was talking about the law, but I don't see them doing it. I don't see them checking and coming back, telling the government, go and check this thing very quickly, guys, because it's getting out of hand. You know? But they are not doing it, and it's taking long. It's a pity they are so slow, you know?
That takes it out of the misery. But they've gone to ground.
I think it's very important because it is a very controversial issue on social media, and I think that she's just facing a lot of victimization on the internet. It doesn't really make sense why she has to go through all of that. And I think that Kenny Kunene and David.M are also child-shaped victims of social media. How our parents are. They believe everything on social media because the girl has come out and said that it's not her father. And yet, you have Gayton and Kenny Kunene here on this platform lying on a public platform with no facts, with no references, with nothing to back up what they are saying. And yet, even the government in itself and the Department of Home Affairs is also not coming out. And this also just speaks to how generally black women in this country are treated. That you will heckle you on social media and no one will come to your rescue, even when you're in the right. So I think possibly Kenny Kunene and Gayton should possibly invest in the art of academic research and the art of actually going out and confirming if what you are speaking about is in fact factual. And I think in this case, it's not factual. And quite frankly, they wasted South Africans' time with the lies, and he continues to lie on a public platform because the girl has denounced that video of being on her father. And also the speculations he's making about someone celebrating. Just because you are South African living in South Africa doesn't mean that the only people you interact with are South African. And that's a reality that Gayton and Kenny Kunene need to come to terms with. You have people that are South African citizens that are not from South Africa, that are not born here. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we coexist with these people. And unfortunately, you have the likes of Gayton and of Kenny that don't want to realize that. However, what they want to do is that they want to just assimilate and have proximity to whiteness. And that's why you don't have them calling into question the likes of the lady who competed in the Olympics and won a gold medal, the likes of other people that are in government, a DA MP, as we sitting, you and me right now, a member of your GNU, is not a natural born South African. And yet, you did not put that into question. So please stop coming on public platforms, lying to South Africans and inciting hatred.
Kenny, let me you can come in now, Kenny, and also respond to that question of, have you asked people like Abo Natasha Mazoni, Abo Helen Zille, have you said to them, but your parents are not South African, we need to check the legitimacy of your IDs. Have you put scrutiny on other people other than black Africans who are born in this country, but our parents are coming from other countries?
Clement, there's many Africans who are in this country that we interact with without a problem. But let's go back to the facts. The father says he came here in 2010, which means...
You don't know if that's the father, Kenny. We just established that you don't know that as a fact.
Let me finish. If he came here in 2010, it means this girl is supposed to be 14 years old now.
But Kenny, we will not waste time talking about someone. You haven't verified that, and I think that's quite irresponsible to take anything that is put up on Twitter. So what I'm saying to you is, how about you as the PA, go verify that, and then make a position on it. But it's quite reckless and irresponsible.
Okay, so this is my honest opinion here, right? First of all, when I saw this story of Chidimma, you know, the initial response from me or opinion out of that was, if this lady is not South African, that means according to the law, she's not supposed to participate. Listen to me, guys. According to the law, she is not supposed to be participating. It means she is going to deprive other ladies who are South African to get this opportunity and improve their lives. That's one, right? Then after that, now that opinion, I formulated that opinion immediately when the story came out. Ne? But now, because of the host here, Clement, was reading that thing of how Miss SA, they verified, and the lady has an ID and everything like that. Now, it puts me into a place where now I know that at least the lady has an ID, and now I know that the papers and everything like that, it's actually okay. That's why he is actually participating. Now I'm okay. Actually, I am relieved, and at least now I've got some facts when it comes to the IDs, when it comes to documentation and stuff like that. Now, if you say to me, yeah, what if the documents are fraudulent? Well, that's okay, because that will be found out soon. Don't worry, that will be found out. Trust me, guys, there is nothing that's hidden that won't be revealed. It may be revealed in 10 years to go to come. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it will be revealed. Okay? But all I'm saying, guys, is I think Patriotic Alliance, they acted very quickly. They should have actually been responsible by checking thoroughly. And at least when they check thoroughly, then I think they would have had a more understandable approach on this, okay? Because you see, guys, I think one day we need to talk about the names of the parties, you know, because that is very important also. The names of the parties. Sometimes other parties, even when you think about churches, some parties, they feel pressure. You know, when you have a name that says to you Patriotic Alliance, obviously everything you are going to approach it patriotically. And the problem is because you are pushed with the word of patriotically. You don't even check the facts. You just react on things because you want to be patriotic, whatever it is, okay? Now, you don't check facts, you don't wait. You react because you want to live up to your name, and it becomes a problem. Okay? Now, you see, it's very important, guys, that before we can judge, before you can even comment, that's why I hate this thing of watching a video and immediately going to the comments. Because what is going to happen is you are going to formulate an opinion based on other people's opinions. You need to be very careful with that, because you might say things in the comments that other people said, or you may say an opinion that is based on other people's opinion, and then at the end of the day you find yourself being wrong because you went to the comments immediately. Okay, look at things, think about things, use your common sense, listen to whatever that is out there, and then you can formulate your own opinion, you know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, share, subscribe, and do the do's. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. Comment and tell me, what do you think? At this moment, at least now we know that he's got an ID. All right, guys. Sharp.